All right. Well, welcome to the SHOT Show Attendee Q&A. Today, we'll share latest updates on the 2024 SHOT Show, including opening and closing times, updates to the new product center, after hours, networking events, and so much more. We'll also reserve plenty of time to answer any lingering questions you might have. If you do have questions during the presentation, please write them in at any time using the Q&A button located at the bottom of your screen. We may provide written answers as well, so we encourage you to open the Q&A and follow along. So let's get started. Presenting now is Jeff Pressman from our show partners at Convex. Welcome, Jeff.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. And I apologize, I'm having some technical issues. So hopefully, Eric, you can share the screen so that we can get started. Thank you, Eric. All right, so what I want to do today is basically go over some of the highlights of the show and making sure for those of you, especially those that have not been there before, to really understand how the show operates and what you can do to best prepare for the show. What we do is, what we're going to cover in this session is really how the show floor is laid out. We do have two venues now between the Venetian and Caesars Forum. We have the networking opportunities that we have at the show. We have a lot this year that we'll go over. Also education, making sure you're aware of the education that we have. Highlights around the show and the venue location. How to register if you haven't done so already, and how to pick up your badges on site. That's one of our top questions we get leading up to the show. Navigating our website. Many of you have noticed that we have a new website this year. So I'll just do some tips for navigating our website. There's a lot of information on there. As well as what you can do in advance of the show, both at home as well as getting ready for Vegas. Next screen, please. So as I mentioned, it's a two-venue show floor. The Venetian Expo, if you click on next, the Venetian Expo, oh, it should have had some more stuff if you go back for a second. The Venetian Expo has 5 levels. You'll see there on the bottom, you have the 5 different levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The show floor, the traditional floor, is on levels 1 and 2. There are over approximately 2,000 exhibitors in that building, of which 350 are brand new to the SHOT Show. So there's always something new to see at the show. We have 350 new companies just there in that building alone. Levels 3 and 4 is where you're going to find the press room, as well as education and meeting rooms. And level 5 is supplier showcase. Supplier showcase, we actually had to expand it this year. There's so much demand for it. It's really an opportunity for both manufacturers and retailers to find new suppliers. Material suppliers, service providers, there's POS systems in there that benefit retailers. And this year we have over 560 companies in there. It's on 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. If you actually go to our website, which I'll point out where later, we actually have the whole guidebook that's going to be listed there online. You can scroll through there and plan for the show. So if you do arrive on Monday, it's a great opportunity to start your week off if you're there early before the show floor opens on Tuesday. Monday, it's open 8:30 to 5:30, so you can spend your time up there and see lots of new companies that might benefit your business. Next door across the bridge is the Caesars Forum. We opened that up a couple of years ago. We have approximately 400 companies exhibiting in that building alone. 100 of them are brand new to the show. We also started an archery business pavilion. It's a segment of the industry that's rapidly growing, and there's a lot of synergy between the firearm retailers and archery business. There's a great archery educational program that we're hosting this year in concert with archery business that really showcases the benefits of incorporating archery into your business. So that will be in that building. We also have our Shot After Dark, NSSF, Shot Store, lots of stuff over there. I'll get into that in more detail later. Next slide, please. So I mentioned the connection between the two buildings. There is a bridge. You're going to see this icon all around the venue, the facility, both sides of the bridge. That basically is your marking. You'll see there's an arrow in there. That's your marking. Follow those signs to the bridge, and that's how you cross over between the Venetian and Caesars. You don't have to worry about street traffic. It's directly in the backside of levels 1 and 2 of the Venetian, and it crosses right over into Caesars. And as soon as you walk in the building, you're in the exhibit halls. It's a very short walk. We also have carpet on the Venetian side, green carpet that leads you to the bridge. So if you see any aisles with green carpet, just know that those aisles lead you directly to the bridge. Next slide. So once you're at the show, one of the things that we keep hearing over and over again, and one of the benefits, the main benefits that people derive from coming to the show is the networking opportunities. And that's something we've really doubled down on this year. We have a lot of networking opportunities that we are facilitating for everyone, both exhibitors and customers. The top of this, and there's a lot of content on here. It's not meant to be taking notes. It's just basically showing you all the different events we have going on. On the top half, those are all free. That's open to everybody. It's going to be over at Caesars Forum each evening after the show closes. You can just make your way over to the Forum. We have an outdoor space over there called the Great Outdoors Plaza. You can, it's free beer, so free drinks. Just go over. It's for an hour after the show floor. Just go on over, have a beer before you go out for dinner. Tuesday, we actually have a special concert. So you can head on over there. We have a full stage and concert going on. I can't announce the names right now, but just look forward to more information when you arrive on site, but it's going to be a great concert. So it's Tuesday right after the show. Gives you plenty of time to enjoy the concert and then head out to dinner, so plan accordingly. The bottom half is new. We started this last year and got a great feedback and great response to this. It's a lot of after hours networking. There's different types of events here. There are SHOT Show only folks that can go into networking events, and those are in the evenings. And then there are the nightclubs that Vegas is famous for. We have a special VIP area and VIP entrance into those nightclubs each night of the show that you can get into with this special. It's an add-on to your registration. Next slide, please. It's an add-on to your registration, but you can see for only $49, you get into all the networking events. And these are at some of the top nightclubs and bars around town. You can sign up for any of these. The bottom half, the 179 pack, that's actually open bars for 3 of the events. So, which is a great deal. Everyone knows pricing for drinks in Vegas. So if you can do that through your registration, or if you click on that QR code, take a picture of that QR code, that takes you directly to the website where you can sign up and get more information through our partners at JamPack. Next slide, please. So education of the SHOT Show, this is one of the key drivers for why people come to the SHOT Show. And we work hard all year in developing an educational program that works for and benefits everybody. The first section of this is SHOT University. That takes place over at the Venetian on level 3, Tuesday through Thursday. That really helps the retailers and ranges. That's the targeted market for this particular education program. Next, we have the LEAP sessions, which is for the law enforcement education program. That is also going to be at the Venetian Tuesday through Thursday. And then lastly, we have a series on export training sessions that take place on Wednesday. If you hit one more click, there you go. Export training sessions are on Wednesday at the Venetian as well. You can go into your registration dashboard. It does require, or we highly suggest enrolling now, signing up through your registration portal. When you sign up for your badge, it asks you if you want to do registration. If space is available, you may be able to sign up on site, but I'd recommend not doing that at all. It is challenging, and there are sessions that sell out. So we do highly recommend you doing this in your registration dashboard before you arrive in Las Vegas. Next. So I wanted to show you real quick how the show floor works on level 1 and on a few other areas. This is the map that's on our website. You'll find this map when you get on site. Sorry, I just saw that the chat. Hopefully everyone is able to see the floor plan right now. If you click on, Eric, if you can click on one at a time, I'll point out different things, or it may not be showing up now, but on-site, so that's on-site registration is where the green circle is showing up right now in the lobby of level 1. If you have not registered in advance, or if you need assistance, that is our main registration where we have people that can assist you. Next, we have NSSF member services. That is moved from the level 2 lobby down into level 1 in the exhibit hall. You'll see that right as you basically walk in from into the exhibit hall. It's on the center aisle of the front of the exhibit hall. We also have the new product center down there on level 1. This is the most visited highlighted area of the show. That's on level 1, just off the lobby. And make sure you spend time. I'd recommend going there early in the week to plan for which booths to visit. You can scan them using our mobile app. We have QR codes on all the products. Feel free to scan them. You will be able to then have in your app all the areas that you you will have all the exhibitors that you scanned, and then you can map out where to visit afterwards. And then you can also save that information for after the show. We also have the shuttles to the hotels and Caesars Forum, which is right next to the new product center. We do have free shuttles to our partner hotels in the mornings and afternoons of each show day. And we also have continuously running a shuttle to Caesars Forum if you are on that side of the building and you want to make the shuttle. I can recommend, though, walk it. It's easier to walk it than dealing with Vegas traffic. But there are shuttles that go back and forth. And if you have trouble with stairs, and at some point there are ramps everywhere, but if you need ADA assistance, I'd recommend taking shuttles. Downstairs, we have 2 different food courts inside the exhibit hall on each end. There's a large variety of different kinds of food you can get and seating in each of those areas. And then the path to the bridge, we're shifting a little bit for this year. In the back of the exhibit hall, for those of you that have been there before, there's a staircase in the back that went to nowhere in the past because there are fire exits. We're utilizing those stairs where if you go up those stairs, you basically end up right at the entrance to the bridge. So it's a very short walk from the back of the exhibit hall directly over to Caesars Forum. Next slide, please. This is level 2. I can tell you if you are new or even if you're not new to the SHOT Show, this level is very confusing just because it is not a shape that's just an easy rectangle with going into the front. There are just different areas to go around. So the map is very helpful. This shows you some shortcuts you can get through, but it also gives you an idea of where everything is from basically the top level looking down at it. So study the map if you're not familiar with the show, because it will save you a lot of time and frustration of walking around if you're prepared for where to walk around. Some key locations here. Express badge pickup. I'll get into it later about registering in advance. But we do have an area where we have Express Reg right as you're coming in from the Venetian and Plaza hotels. That is open 24 hours a day, starting on Saturday before the show. So if you arrive late at night, Sunday and Monday, and want to avoid lines Tuesday morning, you can go down there at 2 in the morning and pick up a badge if you just have your QR code from your confirmation. We also have an outdoor barbecue that is sponsored by Daniel Defense in the back of the hall. That's something that we're always challenged with because our show is so big and space for exhibits is at a premium. We don't really have a lot of space for seating, so we've created an outdoor space at the back of the hall for both seating as well as food. To answer the question that I just saw is level 2 street level, Level 2, it's confusing. Level 1 is street level, is where the porte cochere is from the taxis that drops off from Sands Avenue. But if you're walking in from the Venetian Palazzo, which you think is ground level, that's actually level 2 at the Venetian Expo side, and where we're talking here with the exhibits. So it's kind of, it's very confusing. It's street level if you're coming in from Las Vegas Boulevard. It is level 2, it's up a level if you're coming in from Sands Avenue. After barbecue, we also have an International Trade Center. So for all of you international, but if anyone on here is coming in from overseas, we have an area, a lounge where you can go into and ask questions. We have several translators in there if you need assistance. We have a buyer's lounge. So if you have a red badge, if you are a buyer, you're welcome to utilize this buyer's lounge. It's on the exhibit hall right near the access to the SHOT Bridge. Level 2 is also, as I mentioned, access to the Venetian Plaza hotels. We also have access to the bridge, which drops you out. That video that we showed you earlier is just off these and the doorways for the level 2 exhibit halls. And then access to levels 3 through 5. This is one area where people get confused on. It's in between the ballrooms. That orange area is the law enforcement ballrooms. Those are the escalators and elevators that take you up to levels 3, education, and 5, supplier showcase. Next. Moving on to Caesars Forum. It's much easier to navigate once you cross over from the bridge. But there's also several entrances into the Caesars Forum on the opposite side of the building. The traditional front door for Caesars Forum, as it was designed, comes in from the Harrah's and Link hotels and Flamingo hotels, which is at the top of the screen. The Archery Business Pavilion is going to be in here on the bottom of the screen. We also have registration, which is by the front doors, as I mentioned before. So if you have not registered in advance or need assistance, that is where you can go to pick up your badge or get assistance and when you arrive in Vegas. The Great Outdoors Plaza, which is where the SHOT After Dark happy hours are, the concert is, that's all out there. We also have a barbecue in that space, and we have a large seating area that's going to be covered out there. We also have, I'll just bring it up right now. We're utilizing the seating area as more education over there. We actually have an exciting panel for, I think right now we're at about a half dozen, about 6 attorneys generals from different states that will be doing a presentation, a panel discussion about what's happening in their individual states as it relates to our industry. So that will be out there on the plaza. We also have an NSSF members lounge and membership booth in the lobby there. For the exhibitors that are over here, just so you know, that is your renewal desk as well. And then we also have the Link Hotel, Harrah Hotel, connected by a sky bridge, and that also connects to the monorail. So if you are familiar with the Las Vegas monorail, there is no stop at the Venetian, but we finally have a stop at our show. If you're staying at a hotel alongside the monorail, whether it be the MGM Grand, Westgate, Sahara, you can take a monorail and drop right into and avoid Vegas traffic and shuttle schedules. So that's a great option now. Monorail passes can be purchased through your registration, and it'll be on your badge. So you just scan your badge when you go to the monorail, and you can walk right in. We also have the Link Promenade Flamingo Hotel. I'll go into that a little bit further detail shortly. The bridge to the Venetian Expo connects on the bottom right, just outside that exhibit hall. And then we also have the shuttles to the hotels, and Venetian Expo is out there just outside the Great Outdoors Plaza. So a lot of activity taking place over at Caesars Forum as well to make sure that you head on over there and visit that building. Next. So with the expanded show floor to Caesars, our neighborhood expanded. So if you look at the 2 buildings at the bottom, I'm not sure it's going to pop up, but there it goes. So you can see there the Venetian Expo and Caesars Forum right across the street from each other. And then the 2 top hotels to the top right, that's the Venetian Palazzo. And then we also have additional hotels now that are connected to us, the Harrah's, Link, Flamingo. I put in here, and it's very timely to have this webinar today. If you haven't booked your hotels and you go online and look and see what rates are, hopefully you guys don't have a heart attack, but you'll see what the current rates are. The city is going to be incredibly busy the week of our show. There are multiple large trade shows going on. It's not just us. We also have there's 2 large trade shows taking place at the Las Vegas Convention Center. There's a large trade show taking place at Mandalay Bay. There's a large event taking place at MGM Grand. The capacity in the city is going to be similar to what we're going to be having next week at CES. So the rates are reflective of that. We do have 5 hotels remaining in our block. 4 of those expired today. So you can see the difference in the rates between today's, what you can see through our block today, and then what if you go to the hotel's website and what they're selling for. So keep that in mind. If you haven't booked your hotel yet, I'd recommend you go through our block and do it today before these rates expire. And I know we have limited supply on some of these hotels right now, so it may already be sold out, or some of them might be selling out as we speak. One hotel I would add that's not in our neighborhood, but it is right down the street and provide shuttles, is Circus Circus. If you are looking for a value proposition, a value option, Circus Circus is still there. That does have a few more days before that discounted rate expires. So just keep that in mind. And then I put at the bottom there the link to the hotel website, but you can navigate that through shotshow.org, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Next, I wanted to just show you real quick, not just the hotels, but if you click a couple times, Eric, you can see the Great Outdoors Plaza is right on that side, on the what we call the south side of the building. But right across from there is the Link Promenade. And that is something that, if those of you looking for restaurants, places to eat, and so forth, it's a great option. It's not, we have some, like, yeah, there's some, Guy Fieri has a restaurant there. There are celebrity chefs that have there, but they are they're cheaper options. So if you're looking for restaurants on a budget, not looking to break the bank, this is a great option, and it's a short walk from the show. So especially if you're going to be there at the happy hours after the show floor, you can just cross over to Link Promenade, have dinner right afterwards. It's a great option. It's a great way to spend your evening with your team or make some plans. You can just walk right over and see that you can have options right there. If you're here during move-in, if you're an exhibitor, it's also an option because there are less concession options inside the buildings. You can walk across the street. I mean, In-N-Out Burgers right there, Yard House, lots of options. Next. So if you have not yet registered for the show, I just want to point out on this new website where you register. So if you click on, you'll see a red box. There you go. You can see right at the top, you hit register, and then the second screen comes up, and then just populate it with what you are. If you're an attendee, you're just going to click on the attendee button right there. It will then direct you to that particular page for the attendee registration. At the bottom, you'll see it says attendee FAQs. If you have any questions about how to register or what's needed to qualify for registration, that is in there. And so if any questions, please look at there first. And then I'll also link you to our customer service folks if you have further questions. Next. So I did want to bring up one thing that people ask all the time. We do really try to vet the people coming in and making sure that everyone there is there to conduct business and not necessarily enthusiasts trying to just check out the latest fun toys. There is a 2-step process for qualifying. We do this for everybody. We make sure that not only is the company in the industry and purchases from the exhibitor community, but also the individual works for the qualified company. So this is something we really work hard to do. We know there are people that try to cheat the system, and then we get angry people reaching out to us saying, I should be in. Just know we are trying our best to make sure that there are qualified people coming in. We do reject people all the time. So we ask everyone to just try to really work with us and make sure that when you do come in and register, you're doing it, you're coming in for the right reasons. And if you are trying to register other people, probably, and also just try to make sure those people are also qualified to come in as well. The last thing I want to bring in, it's in red below. We will send you, after you register, we will send you an email clicking to confirm that you are the right email address. We need to have verify the email address is correct and legit. That's one way of stopping people that are not qualified for coming in from trying to get in, because they have to give us a valid email address and click it to confirm that it's a verifiable email address in order to get the badge. So make sure you do that before you arrive in Vegas. Next. Badge pickup. Assuming you have registered before you come out to Vegas, you have several locations around the city where you can pick up your badges. We have locations at the airport, several hotels. If you are coming in for range day, you can pick them up out there. Next. So those are the locations, and then next there. And then again, make sure, if you can, express reg, do it, register in advance, get it confirmed, submit your paperwork in advance. Because the problem that you're going to have is you'll be waiting in long lines on Tuesday that we will qualify everyone coming in. So if you want to wait until you arrive, you're going to have to show us all the qualifying paperwork when you arrive. And we have turned people away. So you don't want to have to fly out to Vegas and then just turn around and not get into the show. So please register in advance, submit all the paperwork necessary in order to qualify for registration. You can call our customer service department. It's on the website to verify that you have the right information. We are processing people night and day right now to make sure they come in and everyone is confirmed before you arrive. But please do it in advance. You don't want to wait in long lines and then find out you don't have the required paperwork in order to get into the show. Next. And next. So I mentioned before, this is a new website. At the top, you'll see we have in red the full menu. Click on there, but if you go through, if you're an attendee, you can get more information there. If you're exhibitors, media, we have separate pages for each of you. So you can go through each one if you have questions about how the show can be, how you can utilize the show based on who you are. Then if you go next, if you click on full menu, you can see we have several sub pages within each section. So I'd recommend clicking on the full menu if you're looking for something in particular, and then you'll notice there is a search bar at the bottom. So if you're not sure what you're looking for, if you have a keyword, if you have a certain word you're looking for that you want to type in, just type it in there, and it'll direct you to different web pages within our site that might give you the information. Next. So planning ahead, there is a show planner that we do. So once you're registered, you will get a separate email from us. It's actually from a company called Go Expo Community Brands. This is something where our exhibitors can kind of match up with the attendees before you show up. So if you log into your show planner, which you'll get a link to after you register, you can update your profile. We already carry over what in product interests you have. We'll match up exhibitors that have those products you're interested in. So have a look at that. You can plan ahead. You can review exhibitor information. You can add to a planner. You can even make an appointment. There's ways to communicate with exhibitors through this planner before you arrive in Vegas, and start having conversations before you arrive and make appointments. So really take advantage of that. It's a great tool that not a lot of people take advantage of that would benefit everybody. And then also we have the online new product center as well through that planner. You can go in there and see what products you'll be able to see in person when you arrive in Las Vegas. Next. So getting ready for Vegas, make sure you have your hotel rooms and know the cancellation policies. If you are probably getting emails from other companies that try to sound like they are part of the SHOT Show, be very careful. There's a lot of companies. We've had people book through these travel agencies and then arrive in Vegas with no reservation, and they've already paid everything in advance. And the hotel has no record of anything, and it's not the hotel's fault. It's that third party, and you're kind of left with nothing and ridiculous rates. So plan ahead, make sure you have everything booked. I know we're sending a lot of emails. I apologize for sending a lot of emails, but we have a lot of information we're trying to get out to you to make the show easier. Please check your emails. Don't push them all to trash. Don't blacklist us because we're trying to help. And we only have a couple of weeks left, but there's a lot of information that we need to get out to you guys to make your show not just more enjoyable, more profitable for everybody, more useful. Planning for your ground transportation based on your hotel. Think about where your hotel is, or if you're doing a VRBO, think about where you're located. Traffic in Vegas these last several months has been awful. It's gotten better with Formula One now moving out, but now we have Super Bowl moving in, which is causing new traffic issues. So just be aware. Ubers, there are a lot of Ubers, but there's a lot of surge pricing, especially with how busy the city is going to be at show break and show open. So there will be surge pricing every day if you use Uber. Keep that in mind. So utilize the shuttle service, utilize the monorail. They're great options and they're a lot cheaper. And then again, log in the show planner, schedule appointments, and review your floor plan. Next. So that's all I had. Hopefully that was helpful to give you some overview. Take advantage of our website. There's a lot of information in there. Check the emails. There is customer service phone number right there, as well as email. We are answering that Monday through Friday right now in terms of the phone. So please take advantage of that. I think, do we have, I can tell you that MGM, I see some questions here. MGM hotels are not included in the block because they could not accommodate us. There are so many shows taking place in the city that they're hosting that they could not offer us a block of the size that we could take advantage of. This video will be is being recorded and will be posted online, I believe. That's correct, Eric?
Yes, that is correct. We'll have it on shotshow.org. I'll push out a notification to all of you once it's available. You'll get that by no later than 24 hours from now.
Okay. And to answer the question about the shuttles to the Fremont Street hotels, we do not have shuttles there right now. We're considering it for the future, but right now we don't have any partner hotels down on Fremont Street. Okay. And I think that answers the questions that come in. I know people behind the scenes have been answering a lot of questions throughout this. For transportation to and from Flamingo, it's within walking distance, so we do not have shuttles. It would actually take you longer to wait for a shuttle and go on street traffic than to walk. So we do not have a shuttle from the Flamingo. Okay. Where and when can we drop off our firearms for our booth on Monday? So that's a question at our Exhibitor Resource Center. I'm not going to go through all the details for everyone on the call right now, but in our Exhibitor Resource Center, we have specific directions about the firearms and what needs to be done to transport them in. If you are coming from the airport, we do have a transport service where you can leave them with us at the airport in terminals 1 or 3, and we will transport them over to the building so you don't have to worry about the hotels. So, and on information on range day, if you are registered and have been invited to range day, you can, their website has a lot of information. I'm not sure if I can really answer any particular questions, but their website has all the answers you might need. And I think that's it. Anything else, Eric or Chris?
I think that's it. We're going to keep getting some questions here.
Sahara is a partner hotel, and we do have shuttles from the Sahara. All right, I think we've answered everything either online or verbally. Yes, crossbows. crossbows will be at in the Archery Business Pavilion.
Great. Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you joining us. We really look forward to seeing you in Vegas in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, if you have any more questions, just feel free to reach out to us. Have a great day, everybody.